Girish Mallya. My improvement has been initially I was running marathons, then I moved to ultra marathons, and now I've moved to multi-stage ultras. Ultras usually are 5 days, 5 to 7 days. You're on an average running a marathon distance, so you're running about 40 to 50 kilometers a day. Most of these also have a long stage, which is anything between 70 to 90 kilometers. That's to give you the overnight stage so that you're running in darkness. I've not run for 70 hours, I've run for total of, at MDS I ran for about 45 hours. The longest stage which I ran was for about 15 and a half hours. So overall I ran 45 hours. Imagine running in Delhi at say 10 to 12 in the morning during summers. And now imagine running like that for 7 hours. So that's what we were doing. We'll have faith in the organizers who are telling you that you are dehydrating. So you have to have salt tablets every 1 hour. So freeze-dried meal is processed pre-cooked food. It's something similar to what you get Ashirwad ready meals, that kind of thing. The food that I was eating would be similar to what our armed forces would be eating at Siachen. So the cost, including shipping, turned out to about $1,000 a packet. So my average meal every day was costing me $1,000. It was minimum of 6.5 kgs and a maximum you could carry was about 15 kgs. I was carrying about 10.2 kgs of these essential things, and water at any point of time would be about 2 kgs. So I was carrying a 12 kg backpack at most times. Yeah, you need to be crazy, you need to be adventurous, you need to be a adrenaline junkie to sort of take up these things, but it's a high which you get, and so I like to believe that I'm good at recovery, that I can wake up the next day after running, say, the Bombay Marathon, and again go for a run. So had I trained better in terms of walking, I would have done better during the first 2 days. But after the first 2 days, I realized that I was very good with downhills. And I know when you imagine a desert, you imagine flat ground. This was nothing but it was totally different. It wasn't flat at all. So you had dunes, for example, in some places, the dunes of Vedruga, for example, have the highest dunes. They are as high as 150 meters. So you have really high dunes which you're doing. You have hills which you cross. So imagine you're running in Ladakh. That's the closest example. So I would be wearing shorts which would be similar. So I would be wearing regular running shorts. And I was wearing a full-length dry-fit shirt. Not exactly, we had some privacy, but yeah, more or less we were, out in the open. After a while, there's no privacy because you're not really bothered about who's looking where and what, because it's just too strenuous to move away from the trail to actually do anything. Most of us relied on sponge bath, so we used a dry-fit towel, which could be compressed into, almost like your 2 fingers. The cloth could be compressed, and you use that cloth. Sorry?
You had to buy it?
No, we carried it. All of us carried it. And you used about 300 ml of water. So you basically cut the bottle of water that you were given for drinking and made a cup out of it and, had a shower with that. Imagine you're a hospital patient and that's the kind of bath that you get. So it's called sponge bath, which sort of removes majority of the sand that you have on your face, arms, limbs.
Do you deo yourself?
No, as in that's the last thing on your mind. So everybody stinks equally. You can't really, nobody's, so it never troubled anybody. So that was not something which we bothered about. So each of us carried 2 or 3 undergarments which you wear. So even those are dry fit. So you sort of manage. So the 3 days you're running, you manage with one and then you change to the other one. Yeah, we ran at night. All of us ran at night, and we had glow lights stuck to our backpacks. We had glow sticks which sort of were used as markers. The advantage with glow sticks is it can be, so there were patrol cars which were crossing us at regular intervals. There were 2 choppers and 1 plane which was patrolling through the day and night stages. This was to ensure that we did not stray from the course, and if we did stray, we were rescued. So that's the advantage of having aerial support, and we can be spotted from that distance. So I was told that I snored, especially on a couple of days when I was very tired. But otherwise, I sleep pretty peacefully, so I did not hear anybody snore. We had a 2-day holiday in Morocco, in Ouarzazate. It was quite fun and interesting, and a lot of sharing with people from different nationalities. So during the run, you are actually focusing on food, your problems, your blisters, your injuries, and you know how difficult it was. But once the thing was over, it was more about sharing about your job, about your culture, about what's unique about your country, inviting other people to come over, making friends in the real sense. So my guess would be about 20% of the participants were women and 80% were men. My feeling is when you're doing these distances and multi-stages, there is no gender advantage that is there. Women are actually better at endurance. They're physically better designed to endure pain. They, right from childbirth to other things, they have a higher threshold for pain. So these sort of races sort of equalize the gender difference that you would normally anticipate in a marathon. So I was the only Indian this year who was there, and based on my homework, I can safely say I'm one of the only Indian-born, Indian-trained runners to have ever done this race. Yeah, I'm actually quite sick of sand, as in we had sand everywhere, like one breeze and you had sand all over your body. So there was not a single part of the body which was not filled with sand, right from your ears to your hair to your nose. Everything is the food you eat, even that has sand, so it's crunchy at times. Sand and sun are the two things which you need to sort of be friends with. That's the only way to conquer Sahara, and that is something which you realize by the second day or the third day, and then you start enjoying it more and it stops disturbing you. But you still need to be aware and sure that you can't take the sun for granted. So you have to hydrate, you have to take your salts. We had the women's leader who was winning the first stage, second stage and the third stage, and in the long stage, which is the fourth stage, by the second checkpoint, which was about 25 kilometers from start, her body overheated. So she had to stop the race. She had to be evacuated to Casablanca by a chopper and revived because her body had a heat stroke and she could not continue. So even the best of athletes sometimes overlook the power of nature, power of the sun. The winner for the men's race was a guy called Mohammed. He's a local Moroccan. He's, I think, won it 5 times. The female was a lady called Megan who won the race in the women's category. We also had some runners, 3 runners who have run this race 25 times. So 25 out of 28 times who have, wanted to run and finish this race. This race is very addictive.